Once upon a time, there was this family. They were very poor. Father, mother, daughter, brother. The daughter was the youngest. She was about 16, junior high school, older brother in high school. But they were very, very poor, and they lived in a kind of a broken down apartment building. And the kids didn't go to school because the parents were afraid that if the kids did go to school, then the teachers would report them to social services for being undernourished, and the social services would come and take the kids away, and it would break up the family. So the family wanted to stay together at all costs. That was the most important thing, was that they stayed together as a family unit. And so they did everything they could so they could stay together in their small little apartment that was in an apartment building that they didn't think anyone lived in. And they were okay. The older brother would go out from time to time and steal food so the family could survive, barely. But one day the parents got cancer. Both parents got cancer. And the daughter was just horrified because she didn't know how she could handle life without her parents. So she went to the doctor and asked the doctor if there was any kind of cure or any kind of medicine she could give to her parents. And the doctor asked her if she had any health insurance. And she said, no, we don't have any health insurance. And then the doctor said, do you have any money? And she said, no, we don't have any money either. And then the doctor said, well, then there's nothing that I can do for you. So she went home completely dejected. For another week, she wandered the streets hoping, begging for a solution. And one day, she found a sack of money in the street. She found this sack of money in the street, and she took the money directly to the doctor and said, doctor, I have some money now. Can I buy that medicine to give to my parents for their cancer? And the doctor said, well, let me count it. So the doctor counted the money, and he said, yep, you just barely have enough for the cancer medicine. And so he gave her this box of these injections that they had to give themselves once a day for a couple weeks. And so she was walking home so happy that she had medicine to give to her parents that she wasn't looking where she was going, and she tripped and fell, and the cancer medicine went into the sewer, and she could hear it bouncing down the pipes and the drains, and she was horrified. And so she went home, and it was going to be a surprise to her parents that she had bought this cancer medicine. But she couldn't bear to face her parents, and so she went into her bathroom at home, and she was leaning on the sink, just crying. I've ruined everything. I had the chance to save my parents, and I blew it. I'm an idiot. I suck. And she heard a voice coming out of the sink. Little girl, we can help you. And she at first was like, what the fuck? And the voice said, we can help you. We have your medicine. And she's like, well, what do you need from me? And the voice said, we want two things. We want your purity. And she kind of knew what he meant by that. So at first she thought this is some kind of a scam. And then he said, we want your soul. And the girl's like, do you promise? Do you promise to give me the medicine? We promise. And so she asked this voice what to do. And the voice said to go back to the sewer to where she dropped the medicine, and to climb down in the sewer and keep going down, all the way to the pits of hell, where she could trade her soul and her purity for the cancer medication to give to her parents. And so she went down there, and just horrible, through all the filth and all the evilness and all the death, evil, anger, pain, crawled all the way down there. And finally, when she got to the bottom, she met with the demons, and she was just horrified, but she put up with it long enough to get the medicine back, whatever they did to her. And she got back home, but by the time she had gotten back home, her parents were dead. And she again cursed herself for being too slow, for not being quick enough, for not holding on to the medicine tighter. And she was so angry, she took the syringes of the cure and jammed them into her heart, all of them at once. But because she didn't have a soul and she didn't have cancer, the medicine changed her, filled her with anger, with fury, with viciousness. And it filled her with unending hate. And so she went back to hell, climbed down there, and systematically went through and killed every demon there was, ripped their heads off, destroyed them in the most vicious possible way she could imagine, until she finally got to the devil. And she took her time with him because she enjoyed killing him, because she was so filled with hate that she destroyed all the demons, and she took her time tearing the devil limb from limb until he was finally demolished. And after however long it took for her to complete that, she finally crawled back up, and she noticed an interesting thing about the world. And that was that because she had killed all of the demons and she had killed the devil, there is no more war, no more poverty, no more fear, no more pain, and everyone on earth was happy except for her. And she still cursed herself for not saving her parents in time, and she was blinded by her hate and could not appreciate all of the love and happiness she had brought to the world.